Hola amigos Gro'ers,
Hola.
welcome back to our vlog. That is kisahmu inspirasi kita, or in English we said like your story, our inspiration. Now I meet with my Spanish friend, it's Domingo Enrique Iglesias. I'm just kidding. Domingo Enrique Grande, or Domingo ya. Hello Dom,
Hello.
welcome
Hello,
to this vlog.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Domingo or Dom will discuss about ini ya, your personal background. I mean, like you have a profession that is very interesting, like mindful and meditation trainer ya.
Yeah.
And for Sobat Gro'ers, don't worry because we also provide the subtitle. And also, if you haven't subscribed this channel, please subscribe and like and share this video. What is the mindfulness and meditation?
I think mindfulness is basically about being aware. Being aware of everything you do, everything you say, and everything you think. But not being carried out by the thoughts of your mind or the way you feel, but just to be aware. I think this is the main concept of mindfulness.
Mindfulness, yeah.
Yes.
I think it's like we exactly know what the condition that we have, we are being now. Is it like that?
Yes, like that, stand like that.
Okay.
Basically, it's about realizing that the happiness and joyfulness of a person will never be found in money, prestige, status, wealth, but in your insight, in how you understand the world and in how you feel.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's very good. Yeah, it's very
Very,
useful.
very, very powerful.
Why you become the trainer also for the mindfulness and this meditation?
I think because when I started, I realized that it helps a lot. It helps a lot. It helps to you, and it helps also the people around you. Because the way you understand the world and the way you understand the situations, they will help in order to make you feel better and to understand life. So you go through life with a really, really purposeful view. And your loved ones, like your family, you can give advice to them, and also you can learn from them because you are more open. So this is one of the many benefits. For example, in my case, I used to have a lot of headaches.
Oh, you usually in the past have
In the past, it's when I have a problem or maybe something good that was happening to me, but I need to prepare it like that. I need to organize it like that. So that will create headaches in my brain. And after I
that
started,
you're maybe like afraid of everything, yeah.
I don't know, maybe afraid, maybe trying to control all, maybe overwhelmed by the situation, maybe not being able to understand. Yeah. And after I started the meditation and the mindfulness, gone.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, very good. So at the end of the day, that helps me to be happier.
Yeah.
And when I have a problem, that helps me to think clearer. Because when I have headaches, you cannot think.
Oh, right.
But if you can face the problem with a clear mind, then you can find a better situation. And the same happens when the problem is in your family or in your friends.
Talking about the people nowadays, yeah, that we have like a busy schedule and also certain expectations, also personal target.
Yes.
Yeah. Then how will they get the benefit from the mindfulness and this meditation?
I think this is a very good question, and I will try to reply shortly, even though it's difficult to do it. I think once you start to realize that, as you said, right, the targets, the expectations, the pressure, those are all external factors. It depending on the situation where you are and the people where you are with, it'll be different. So there is no possible way for that to be fulfilled. Because it's always depending on external things that you cannot control.
We cannot control it.
Therefore, in theory, then you can say, yes, of course, I don't care because it's on my inside. But when it comes to happen, in reality, the people feel stress. So mindfulness helps you realize and helps you to deeply understand by heart that this is not important at all. Because the only thing that matters is how do you understand the world and yourself, and from that you will build your own way with joy and happiness, because we are going to die. We are all going to pass away, and I think it's a waste to spend the life fulfilling others' expectations through stress, through pushing, through anger. What for? It's much better. This is not helpful for you, for me, or for anyone.
Yeah, even
But
us, yeah.
yes, but if you face this with a purpose of trying to be joyful, to try to see the sorrow as an opportunity to improve, this will help you to face every opportunity as a challenge with you, your family, your friends, and at the end of the day, to build a better world. I really believe so.
In today, like we see that social media a lot here, and somehow we get easily compare our lives to our friends' lives in the
Yeah.
social media, and they look like, oh, they are happier, they are success in the social media, and it gives us like more stress easily. So can you share tips how to manage expectations?
I think very good question too. I think the social media is very tricky because social media is not a reflection of the really life. It's not a
Yeah,
reflection
that's
of the feeling of the people. It's just a picture on a certain moment, and you don't know where you are. You don't know how the other person is feeling, and sometimes we tend to see, as you said, the other people like pictures in bikini, pictures in swimming pool, pictures in a very tropical paradise. But we don't really know the situation there. We don't know the condition there. We don't know how these people is feeling when we see them, and we tend to feel envy. So this is a really natural way of the brain to feel, because the brain always wants to improve in order to increase the possibilities of survival.
Yeah.
But if you are able to go deeply into that and to understand that their happiness depends on them and your happiness depends on you, then you don't see that maybe as a situation where you feel envy or oh, I want to be like that. No, you just feel calm. But this is like a deep development. I will say, like in a short time solution, don't use social media that much. Sometimes keep from Facebook, Instagram 1 week, 2 weeks, and try by yourself. If you feel happier or more relief and maybe more focus on your surroundings rather than thinking in things that they may not happen or they are not likely to happen to you.
From your description, I also recently I read about the book that is called Philosophy Teras. It's about Stoicism.
Okay.
Which is also a good philosophy that we can choose to be happy or not to be happy, or like enjoying everything on every condition that is happening in our lives.
Yes.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
So can we become a stoic or simultaneously applying mindfulness in our life? Applying together.
I think it's a good point, Stan. I think Stoicism is like the old philosophy from the Greeks, as you say. You choose how you feel. You can choose to be a loser or whatever you think you want to become. And this is maybe one of the main cores of this. I think the meditation and the mindfulness goes through the same way. Maybe the Stoicism is also more focused on philosophy and ethics, whether the mindfulness maybe is on your self-development. But I think they are kind of similar. But the target is the same, to discover that the external factors, they are not yours.
Not your control,
Not in your control, exactly. So what you can control is your thoughts, your behaviors, your consequences, your feelings, your speech, but you cannot control how other people feel, how other people react to you, how other people is angry or not. Understand this is a big step.
So our happiness is basically from our decision to be happy or not.
That doesn't mean that you will not encounter difficult situations or there are no bad things in the world. Of course there are, but it's your decision to see them or to feel them and to react. Someone can be grumpy at me and I can think, how does it dare? How can it tell that to me? Or I can think, this is a nice opportunity for me to practice compassion, for example. So this is one of the powers of mindfulness. And at the end of the day, if you clean your mind and your heart from hate, from anger, you will sleep happier every day and you will help your loved ones.
I saw see a video in the YouTube that it said like the mindfulness is a superpower. How do you describe that?
I don't think it's a superpower, but I think it's a skill that can be developed. For example, I don't know. I someone who does taekwondo, right? You can see someone kicking this height, and you can think, wow, how? This is superpower. Well, this is a skill that has been trained. And at the end of the day, after maybe 3, 4 years, 6 years, this person is able to kick very high. So with the mindfulness, it's the same. This is
a process, learning process.
Learning process. This is a skill we have. So if you practice, you will be able to develop it. And at the end of the day, the way you live changes a lot, because you feel purpose and you feel happier and content, and you go through life with a really deep sense of joy. And I think at the end of the day, this is what matters. Because when we leave this world, we are not going to take anything.
Yes,
no
right.
Cars, no properties,
no house.
no house. But when we are going to pass away and we look back and we recall all the joy we had in our lives, or we brought and we made, I think this is what really counts.
So sometimes we have like ups and downs. We sometimes the learning process we fail, and how do you like to give lessons to your students?
I think you cannot fail. No, I don't think no one can fail. Everyone, I believe, has the potential to do this. So it's a matter of discipline, a matter of patience, and a matter of constancy to learn.
Consistency.
Yes, and you will learn a skill like anything in life. Like if you want to become an engineer, you start to learn, you take a degree year after year, day after day, and at the end of the day, you will get the skill. You become an engineer, yes. So with the mindfulness is the same. It requires constant effort in order to do it.
Can you share a few simple tips of doing meditation, or the practical way, and so we can get like an inner peace in our daily activities?
I think that the first thing that someone needs to do for that is commitment. Commitment. I think it's important to devote every day, at least 10 minutes to set your priorities in life. What are my priorities in life? Why do I do what I do? And how? And once you set that, you can work towards it. I think in order to develop mindfulness, it's very important to know what you need and what do you want. And
what do you need and what do you want?
This is one big difference, because what I need and what I want is different.
It's different, And
sometimes I may suffer or make others suffer to get what I want, even though I don't need it. The second point is knowing what you want and working towards it, because maybe you are working or studying something that doesn't bring you motivation, that doesn't bring you inspiration, and you're still doing it. Change. Just find what makes you happy. Find in what you are good at, and devote then your time and your creativity in that. This is the second point. And the third point for me is to being able to have time for yourself and for your family. And friends, or social environment. But to dispose time for that every day, friends, for family, depending on you, and also for yourself alone. 30 minutes,
like
read a book.
Personal time,
read a book, just to settle down. Because we go through a lot of emotions these days. The work, the phone, the WhatsApp, the email, the traffic, and the mind is not used to that, because we are evolving so fast, and the mind and the brain not yet. So it's good to acknowledge now it's time for the mind to slow
stop
down.
First and slow down, to think about what are we, maybe what our purpose in life. Thank you, Dom, for sharing with us very useful knowledge about meditation, and I hope that you have a great time in Indonesia.
Thank you very much.
Wishes for you in the future plan. So any comments?
My privilege. Just to appreciate the opportunity. It's a privilege for me to be here. And
you're welcome.
Thank you. And just to close, I would like to say that I see in Indonesia a lot of potential, in the people. The people is very kind-hearted, and I think there are many good things to be done here. And if the people keep going with this, opening their mindset, opening to the world, and keeping this culture of respect and polite and love, many good things will happen here.
Thank you. Thank you for the Sobat for watching this vlog, and see you in another videos. Adios, amigos.
Adios.